I've been a late night player. I've been broke as a joke. I've been a money maker. I've been a record breaker. Taking credit as an educator. I've been known to spit the flows and make it shaky, shaky thing. Popping, locking, stopping, let it hang. Watch us as we drop this hip hop. It's like it stings.
Hello, and welcome to Sports Buzz, the Fan-atical View. I am your host, Scott D. Lewis, here live in studio after our long summer layoff. Hope you didn't miss us too much, and I hope you tuned in for our Danbury Westerners specials and that you enjoyed those. We had a good time going down to Rogers Park at the beginning of the season and filming a bunch of action and bringing you those shows the last 4 weeks. But we are here back live in studio on this Thursday, sweltering July 26th. Big storm rolling in. It was cold and rainy this morning, hot and humid this afternoon. Big storm coming in tonight. The Westerners are on the road, so that's good news for us because that means Bob Broad Jr. is also back in studio. I'm back and he's back. Deal with it. We're here for the next 30 minutes, 6 to 6:30. And of course, the Westerners Roundup is on following us. A bunch of interviews with the players. And the Westerners themselves, who are red hot. We'll get to that in a second. Bob Broad Jr., how you doing, Bob?
I've had better days.
Had better days, but Bob's running around like crazy. He got stuff going on, but he's here, and we're ready to go. His show, Spotlight On, of course, is on Tuesday nights at 9, Wednesdays at 12. I'm sure he's covering a lot of the Westerners on that show, as well as for the Westerners Roundup.
Yes.
And other things that are going on around the area. Of course, in studio, we got our crew back. They didn't leave us after 4 weeks,
Right.
Bob. They decided to come back.
Right.
Mike Toohey, director from Expose Cinema, his show Friday nights at 10 o'clock and Wednesday mornings at 11. And, of course, John Newmuller, Danbury Live. That show is on Saturdays.
Wednesdays at 1.
Oh, Wednesdays at 1. All right. Did that change? Maybe I had it wrong. Who knows? Danbury Live is Saturday nights at 7 o'clock and Tuesday mornings at 11.
Yes.
Did I get that correct?
Yes.
And we had Dick Lexus in the music theme, I believe, and
Yes.
Fatty Roots playing in the background. Quick promotional thing. Fatty Roots will be live in the area up at the Bethel's Putnam House. Outdoors Sunday reggae in a couple weeks. I think it's mid-August or so. We'll be pumping that up for you as we get closer to that. But keep your eye out. Fatty Roots is back in the area. They'll be playing around town. So let's get
Scott,
right to it.
How was your vacation?
Oh, well, my vacation was great. It was a work vacation, but I managed some vacationing type things. You know, I did a nice, huge hike up to 12,000 feet in the Rocky Mountain National Park. So that was great to see that. Of course, all the fires going on out there right now. Rocky Mountain National Park was untouched by the fires, so that was good. We were able to do a huge hike. The smoke was, you could definitely feel the smoke in your lungs though, because it was all around the state of Colorado. Smoke was bellowing into Fort Collins, the town I was staying in for 3 weeks. So it was interesting dealing with that. The first day I got there, 108 degrees, smoke-filled skies. I was like, wow, what did I get myself into? But things went better from there, and the fires got put under control. Hats off to the firefighters who went above and beyond the call of duty to help save many lives and many homes, even though many homes were lost. We did drive up into the canyon and saw all the burn, and we saw all the houses that they did save, which was amazing to see all this forest land burned out and houses standing. So whatever they do, however they do it, they did a great job getting that under control. But while I was gone, Bob, the Westerners go from the early part of the season where it was like win one, lose one,
now
maybe
we're on a,
two, win, lose two.
We're on a big rip.
They were just hovering around 500. Not sure where they were going. All of a sudden, the hottest team in the NECBL, and there it is, the playoffs have been clinched. They have now won 9 of 11, 5 in a row. This is their second 5-game winning streak. I think actually they won 6 games in a row last time they had a streak, which started this whole run. And they are moved up to second place, 21-15, 4 games behind Keene Swamp Ants, who they beat. They beat Vermont Friday and they beat Holyoke. Vermont's the team right behind them.
They're playing Holyoke tonight, so.
Oh, and they did beat Keene to move past them, 13-9 in their last outing against Keene, and they beat also the first place team from the other division, Newport, in a dramatic fashion. 12th inning, extra inning home run, walk-off homer by Garner, the All-Star. Last year's defending batting champion. His batting average isn't what it was last year, but he is among the league leaders with 9 home runs, tied with Zengel, who is also an All-Star for the Westerners, has 9 home runs. They are among the league leaders. Mike Orifice leads the league with 39 RBIs. He was an All-Star. They sent 6 guys to the All-Star game this past Sunday as the wins keep piling up, and they're just looking very impressive right now. Brett Housel leading the way with 6 wins, leads the NECBL with 6 wins. He's got a 2.61 ERA.
Yeah, Marist College is the 3 boys from Marist are banging.
3 Marist kids. It's the 2 Zach crew. You got Zach Tax, setup man from the bullpen, and Zach Shank, shortstop, who was an All-Star. And 3 kids from the team. They got more than 3, I think, from Marist, but 3 of them made the All-Star team. So the Marist connection's been huge. I see Steve Catalina's now in the starting lineup, starting rotation, pitching. He was coming out of the bullpen to start the year after he came off an injury-plagued year. Of course, we remember Catalina from 2 years ago when they made it all the way to the championship. He was a big part of that pitching staff, and he's back and he's pitching well. Had a good outing the other night. They've got a lot of stuff going on. 20 hits in a game the other night, Bob?
Well, the one night besides that one was the crucial one, was the 13-1 win. The kid that Gumper got on from White Plains. Right. Gets up. First at bat.
Pitch.
First pitch. First at bat. Grand slam.
First at bat. First pitch. He pulls a Daniel Nava. Remember him from the Red Sox? Did that a couple of years ago. First pitch he ever saw. Grand slam, and they ended up needing that because it ended
up being 13-9.
13-9, right. It looked like it was a little garbage time home run, but they needed all those runs as that was the deciding difference in the game, the grand slam, and the 4 runs right there. So they have, kids doing that for them, walk-off, a lot of extra inning games, Bob, that they're winning these games. So they're winning close games. They're winning well-pitched games. They're winning games where they outslug the team, 20 hits in a game, multiple home run games. They're beating the top teams. They beat Keene. They beat Newport. So, and Keene is what? They're in first place, right? So they beat Keene. They got another game coming up with Keene. The season is winding down. Next Wednesday is the last day of the season. Tonight they're on the road at Holyoke, last place team who they've been trying to beat up lately, which they've been doing, getting wins against bad teams. So they need to take care of that. At Vermont Friday, who's been nipping at their heels, but they've moved ahead of them into second place. Vermont's in third. They got to hold them off. And then back at Holyoke Saturday. They come home for the last 2 home games, Monday and Tuesday. For you Westerner fans out there that want to check out the team, go on down Monday night.
Monday night will be a big game because not only are we playing Keene,
right,
but it's also going to be Ann's place, and we're going to be having we'll have pink bats.
Pink bats, so honor breast cancer awareness. So breast cancer awareness night. Rumor has it Dave King might be singing the theme song once again. Comcast's very own Dave King. So you can go down there and see him perform. You can make donations to breast cancer awareness. You can check out the game, which is going to be a huge game against first place team Keene, who they just beat recently, and they'll be looking to set things up. Maybe they catch them, but really what they're trying to do right now is maintain second place so they can have home field advantage in the first round, which in that run in 2010, they never had home field advantage. So they only played 3 home games throughout that whole playoff run. If they can get home field in the first, they get 2 out of 3 at home, and then depending on how it shakes out with the other matchup, maybe they stay home for the second round. We'll see what happens. But right now, it looks good for them. They've won 8 out of their last 9 at home, 9 of 11 overall, 5 in a row total to move up to 21-15, which is their high water mark on the season, 6 games over 500, and they are looking very good, and they're doing it in all sorts of ways. So it's good to see the Westerners. They've got that team unity, that team chemistry, which was so important for them back 2 years ago. It was, the talent was there, but it was also the bonding, the guys coming together, the guys gutting it out, playing for each other, having each other's back. I noticed the other night Sean Fesh gets ejected, the pitching coach.
Yeah, he had a
And they go on to win. That was the game. Was that the game against Newport, against the team with the best record?
Yep.
And they win that game in extra innings. So, guys are sticking up for each other. They're putting their neck out there, and they're getting things done. So go check out the Westerners Monday night.
Side note: Brett Housel got the win at the Danbury All-Star game when we had the All-Star game, and the Western Division won 11-6.
Western Division 1, aided by Brett Housel getting the win in that game, and the 2 other guys did well. 5 other guys who played in that game, and we've talked about this off the air, Bob. The Western Conference is far superior this year to the Eastern, but the top teams in the Eastern Conference are very good teams. So it's not going to be whoever gets to the championship from the West is going to have a cakewalk, because they'll have to face, maybe Newport or the second place team. I don't know right now, but I know they have a good record. Yeah. So there'll still be strong competition, even though the lower part of that conference is no good right now this year. So it's going to be interesting, but the playoffs will start in earnest. How many days in between the regular season and the playoffs? Do you know?
As soon as it starts on the 2nd and it goes right straight through. There's no.
So the last game of the year is on the 1st, so they start on Thursday.
Start on Thursday.
So Thursday, hopefully, home game in Danbury for the Westerners and the playoffs. So that will be great. Make sure you keep your eye on what's going on with the Westerners, because there's a lot happening. And Monday night and Tuesday night, the last 2 home games, first against Keene and then North Adams.
Yes.
And North Adams is the team they're holding off, right?
Right.
So that's who they really. So then they go on Wednesday and play at North Adams. So those last 2 games of the year are going to be crucial for them holding on to home field advantage.
We might end up playing North Adams in the
playoffs.
playoffs.
They'll end up playing
round.
North Adams most likely in the first round. So they're going to see plenty of North Adams next week, and they're not going to be liking each other as that's all done. Sticking locally, real quick, we do want to express our condolences really to all the victims of the shooting in Colorado, the Batman premiere, the shooting that took place out there where I believe 12 people were killed, numerous others wounded. But a Danbury Whaler player, I'm not sure if anybody around here saw this, but Jay Millop, his girlfriend, was actually in the theater there, and she was shot and killed in that horrific shooting, senseless violence that took place out there in Colorado at that movie premiere, Batman premiere. So we do want to express our condolences to the Whalers. She was actually involved in media.
Yes.
She was looking forward to a career in media, sports media, to be specific. And so I'm sure she was heavily involved with the team. I'm sure a lot of the players knew her. Not only Jay, who was his girlfriend. So our condolences go out to him and to her and her family and all the other victims.
Quick note on the Whalers. The Whalers have now 6 teams in the conference.
FHL is down from 8 to 6.
And the schedule is out. It's been released.
So you can go to thewhalers.com
or FHL.com.
Or FHL.com, the DanburyWhalers.com it is actually, and you can see them. And of course, we saw those headlines from the Westerners news and notes we were talking about. You can see all that and more information on the Westerners on DanburyWesterners.com. All right, sticking with baseball, lots been going on.
Yes.
Including my Red Sox are not as bad as your Mets, but pretty close
We're getting pretty close and watching the
Mets,
decline.
Who were one of the nice stories of the year, have turned into their usual midseason falling apart.
Well, usually they always say the Mets fall apart after the All-Star game breaks.
I mean, it was the last week of the year a few years ago when they were playoff bound and then didn't make the playoffs. So the last 3 years now, the All-Star break, unkind. They lost 2 of 3 to the Cubs before the break, and then 11 of 12 since. I believe their high water mark was 8 games above 500.
Yeah.
And they were right there in the mix for the division, certainly for the wild card. Now they are sitting at 47 and 51, Bob. 4 games under 500. They have sunk, and they have sunk fast.
Yeah.
Frank Francisco, the closer, goes out with injury, and that started this downfall because the bullpen has imploded since then. And now Johan Santana, after that no-hitter, We were all worried about him throwing too many pitches in that game, and perhaps that's what happened because he is out. So they lose Santana, they lose Francisco, and everything in between is no good.
R.A. Dickey, he lost last night.
R.A. Dickey finally lost the game, and he really hadn't pitched well before that.
Right.
He won, even though he had given up some runs or he got no decisions in those games. So they've had a 5-game losing streak. Now they're on a 6-game losing streak, all at home.
Yeah.
They head west. The good news is they historically have played well in Arizona, and that's where they're going right now. In recent years, they have made hay out there, so maybe they can get back in it. As we see the Yankee photos piling up here, and the newest Yankee, Ichiro Suzuki, who is in the midst of his worst year ever, batting .262 this season.
And the thing is, they didn't trade for nobody for him.
I know, they gave up, what, a can of beans and a bag of rice?
Yeah, that was it. two minor leaguers and a
ball of bags and maybe a few
signed
autographed baseball bats. Yeah. I don't know. But the Yankees, who were, by the way, rolling, looking like they were going to, just win every game for the rest of the year, they were riding high, jumped out to the best record in all of baseball. They went on this West Coast trip, and they got swept 4 games in Oakland.
They got derailed.
It was 19-13 all over again, Bob.
Yeah.
Oakland had not swept a 4-game series against the Yankees in Oakland since 1913.
Yeah.
The A's, who are in the mix now, playing extremely well, they did a number on the Yankees, and then the Yankees did bounce back and take 2 out of 3 with their newest Yankee, Ichiro Suzuki, who it was the dreaded get traded from your team to the team in the opposing dugout 3 hours before the game, go change uniforms, go change dugouts, go change locker rooms. You're playing for the other team tonight. So they get Ichiro in the twilight, perhaps, of his career. 12 years now he's been in the major leagues. All told, if you add up his hits in the Japanese league, he's up to about 3,800 hits, Bob, which is amazing. Of course, they won't count that overall, but I mean, maybe the Major League Hall of Fame, Baseball Hall of Fame will put that down as his total. I'm not sure. Either way you slice it, he's been one of the best guys with a stick in all of baseball for years. As we mentioned, .262 average, and he does look every bit the old man River. I hadn't seen a photo of Ichiro at all this year, and I see him tipping his cap there, gone gray on us suddenly. And, who knows what they'll get out of him.
We don't know exactly how old he is, so.
I'm not sure. We'll see. But I got a feeling Ichiro is going to fit right in with the pinstripes. He's going to get some big hits. He's still going to run the bases. They're going to put him down at the bottom of the order. He's been typically a leadoff man throughout his career for Seattle, but he is moving to the bottom of the order, batting 8th. They might even slip him to bat 9th, and he'll be coming up right before Jeter, throughout the game, which I think might be a better scenario. But they lost Brett Gardner, so they needed somebody with speed, and they needed somebody in the outfield.
Now we lose.
They get Ichiro.
A-Rod.
Then A-Rod goes down as King Felix was throwing some beanballs the other night. Yankee fans weren't too happy about that. He beaned 3 guys, including Ichiro and A-Rod, 2 guys who formerly played for Seattle. And he breaks A-Rod's hand. So we're not sure how many weeks he'll be out, but I mean, a broken hand, that could be 6 weeks or so.
Well, he's on the 60-day disabled list as of right now, but they're saying it could be longer.
They did put him on the 60-day. Wow. And Chase Headley is the guy they're targeting from the Padres, third baseman, so they're looking to fill that void with him. They got other guys that are already on the bench. Chavez has played well for them when he's not hurt. Nix had a big hit. So they got other guys they can use. We'll see how that goes. But Andy Pettitte also went down, fractured his ankle. So he's been out for a little while. He's out 6 to 8 weeks total. So they do have some injuries. We'll see. They're heading home right now to face the Dead Sox, who, were looking good. The Streaky Sox, we should call them.
Bobby V is,
unbelievable. Every time the Red Sox get things going, talking to a friend of mine last week, he's saying, what's the matter? Why are you down on the Red Sox? They're red hot. I'm like, don't be fooled yet. We've seen this all year long. Losing streaks, winning streaks. They move back over 500, then they fall back below 500. It's happened all season long. It's happening again. because they have now lost 5 of 6. Here we see Cody Ross. It looked like everything was great last week. He had the walk-off home run against the Chi Sox. They took 3 out of 4 against Chicago. They were in great position for the wild card race, looking good in the division. Not necessarily catch the Yankees, but they were moving up on Baltimore, past Tampa Bay. Then they get swept by Toronto at home in the last 3 of the homestand. They lose 2 out of 3 to Texas. Now they head to New York, and we'll see what happens there. David Ortiz is out on the 15-day DL, and John Lester and Josh Beckett are bums, plain and simple. These guys cannot pitch. They stink. They're horrible. They're the worst pitchers in all of baseball.
Maybe it's time for
I mean, the trade deadline is next week. I don't see any rumors about Beckett being traded. Possibly I see a little rumor about Lester, but I don't even know who wants him. He gave up 11 runs in 4 innings in his last outing. These guys stink, Bob. Look at this. The team, the Red Sox, 13 and 24 in games they have started. The rest of the games, 35 and 25.
Yeah.
Get these guys out of here. Josh Beckett has got to go.
Oh, maybe he wants to go play golf.
Send him to the golf, whatever. Get him out of here. Oh, my goodness. They get Ellsbury back. They get Crawford back. They get Pedroia back. Ortiz goes down, so it's no good. Things aren't good. I mean, if they fall flat in New York, amazingly, this is their first trip to the Bronx this year. They're 1-5 against the Yankees this year. All 6 games have played in Fenway.
Yeah.
They have a better record on the road. They're above 500, 24 and 22 on the road, 25 and 28. They're still below 500 at home at Fenway, the friendly confines. Unbelievable. Give me a break. This team is ridiculous. So I don't know what to say about them, but, it could get ugly in the Bronx. I just don't know. I mean, they've been streaky.
I was hoping this year for Mets and Red Sox
to
play each
other. All right,
other.
let's do a quick rundown of what's happening, though. Detroit, who was everybody's pick this year with the moves they made, they are all of a sudden tied with the White Sox in first place. The White Sox made a nice move getting Brett Myers from Houston as we see some trades starting to go down. So the Chi Sox looking to hold on, but they are tied in the Central. Cleveland is a little bit back. Doesn't look like they can do anything. 4 out. The Rangers 5 up on the A's, as we mentioned, and also the Angels, who have been coming on strong. The A's and the Angels are right now tied for the top wild card. The second wild card is what? The Indians?
Indians, yes.
Yes, so the Indians holding on for that second wild card. Tampa Bay and Baltimore 2.5 behind them. The Tampa Bay and Baltimore are ahead of them. The Indians are they're the ones tied for the second wild card. The Indians are behind them, 4.5 out. Boston 5 games out of the wild card right now. So it's not completely out of reach, but I mean, it doesn't look good the way they're playing, and just their whole demeanor. I mean, trades. This trade out west, which is big. The Dodgers, who are now behind San Francisco. San Francisco's moved 2.5 games up on the Dodgers. The D-backs are 6 games out. Watch out for the D-backs. They have been creeping up slowly but surely, and they were the hot team last year. But the Dodgers make a trade for the Marlins, Hanley Ramirez, Hanram. Remember a few years ago it was Manram from the Red Sox. This year it's Hanram from Miami, which is not good for the Red Sox fans who wanted Carl Crawford to get shipped out to Miami because there was rumors that they were looking at Crawford. But this deal kind of blows that situation up. So I don't know what the Red Sox are going to be able to do with Crawford. But the Giants have first in the West. The Reds now 2.5 games up on the Buccos, Pirates, and 6 games up on the Cards. The wild card, Pirates and Braves tied for first place in the wild card. Dodgers are a half game up on the Cards for the second. Diamondbacks 3.5 out of that second, and the Mets holding on for hope, 5.5 out of the second wild card. So again, not completely off the radar as far as what they can do, but when you're losing at the clip they're losing, I don't see any way we can get back to anything good. All right, a couple quick things to get to. Golf. Ernie Els wins the Claret Jug, his second. He's got 2 U.S. Opens, 2 British Opens now, as he roared past Tiger, who fell flat, and he also roared back Adam Scott, who pulled the Van Veldeve, bogeying the final 4 holes. But give credit to Els, who birdied 4 holes in the back 9, including 18, to keep the pressure on Scott, who was fading fast at that point. And Ernie Els, wow, he's been in the mix a little bit this past year, so not surprised to see him in the mix, but a little surprised to see him win. Good for the Big Easy, Ernie Els, who has, in recent years been dealing with illness to his son and concentrating on that, but he looks to be back in action. Of course, the big news in college football, Penn State
is
Joe
shot.
Paterno, his statue, gone. His win totals, gone.
Everything is
Penn
gone.
State opportunity to go to bowls, gone. 4-year bowl ban, $60 million fine, loss of scholarships, and vacating of every win that took place from 1998 to 2011, which is really stunning. So he goes from the all-time winningest coach to the 8th winningest coach all-time, according to the record books. Of course, people who watched all those games and saw him win will have another opinion on that. Maybe when college football starts, I'll dive more into that and speak more about what took place there. The Olympics starting in earnest. Actually, they have gotten underway, even though the Olympics do not officially begin until tomorrow.
Right.
Soccer, shocker in soccer today, Japan men knocked off the Euro Cup champion, the World Cup champion, Spain, 1-0 today, Bob.
Ooh.
Did you happen to see that?
No, I didn't.
I didn't think so. And the women's soccer team fell behind 2-0 to France and roar back, winning 4-2 yesterday. So they are off to a good start as we are running out of time. NBA news and notes. We'll get more NBA afterwards because we do not have time to really dig into it. But Ray Allen, thanks for the memories.
Yes.
You are dead to me now. Go enjoy your swan song in Miami as you bailed on Boston. The Celtics, by the way, Bob, making some nice moves, including letting Ray Allen go to Miami. I think this is going to work out well for the Celtics. Garnett is back in action. All right, we talked about the Westerners, and we got 30 seconds left. Make sure you come on down. The Westerners need your support. How the crowd's been lately, Bob?
They've been Belgian.
All right, I'm going to be down there Monday. I'm going to see what's going on with them, and we'll get some coverage. We will be doing a tape show again next week. We will not be live. Hopefully we'll have some footage to show you from the games on Monday and Tuesday and some more interviews. Check out the Westerners Roundup coming up right after this. Of course, we re-air tomorrow, Friday at 1 o'clock, and Westerners Roundup also at 1:30. Thanks to the guys in the crew for being back with me, and
We'll see you again.
we will see you next time, maybe at the Rogers Park on Monday. Take care.
Thank you.